Deepak Paswan. The boy with an extra body part on his chest of India was also born with a parasitic twin growing out of his chest. Parasitic twins are caused when an egg divides into two but doesn't fully separate. He has since had the extra appendages removed and is now living a much quieter life with his family. Deepak's condition was a surprise to his parents, who lived in a small village of Belahari in Bihar. Healthcare in the region is poor. When Fortis Hospital in Bangalore offered to operate on Deepak, the parasite was separated from Deepak's body. Pregnant baby. This is a true-life scary story that happened in Botswana, Africa. This baby was born not necessarily with extra body parts, but was born pregnant with her own set of siblings. The condition is known as fetus in fetu and occurs in about 1 in every 500,000 births. The baby girl was obviously too young to have conceived the two fetuses herself. Even after her birth, the doctors still couldn't identify what the mass contains, as it was affecting her right kidney and liver. So she was booked to be operated on when she was a month old. The operation was successful and she is now very fit and healthy. Man with 3 ears. Stelios Arcadio, the award-winning Australian performance artist who had grown a third ear on his arm for art's sake. He had 2 good ears to hear with, and the third arm was not for him. This is an ear for people in other places. And he pursues surgeries to install a Wi-Fi connected microphone that will allow people anywhere in the world to listen in to what he hears. To attach the ear, 3 plastic surgeons performed 2 surgeries in Los Angeles. His arm was chosen as the preferred location for the ear. The idea of the ear on the arm was the next step after he had undertaken other works, such as an attached mechanical hand and 3D printed arm with pneumatic rubber muscles. Manar. Craniopagus parasitius is a medical condition in which a baby is born with a parasitic twin head. The extra head doesn't have a functioning brain, which is what differentiates this condition from that of conjoined twins. In effect, the baby is born with the head of its twin attached to its body. In 2005, Oprah sat down with Nagle Muhammad, whose daughter Manar was born with Craniopagus parasitius, or 2 heads, the unicorn woman. She began developing the mysterious forehead horn in 2009, and it makes her on the list of people with extra body parts. Her son, Juan XZ, began complaining of a mole-like growth on the top of her head. Since it was itchy, they used traditional Chinese medicines to treat the itching. Soon, a tiny horn erupted from the mole. In 2015, she accidentally broke. Now it's an even bigger horn that's almost 5 inches long. Doctors believe that it could be a keratinous skin tumor that resembles a horn, where they believe surgery is the only option. The 3-arm baby. Gigi was born with 2 left arms, and doctors took off the one that had lain across his chest. The third arm was incredibly well developed. It was hard to tell which arm was the main. Unfortunately, affected his health. It was hard to move his arms because the nerves and blood vessels for the arm were formed just as they would be a normal arm. The Didier Montalvo. Skin moles are very common, but the mole that developed on the back of Didier Montalvo was so huge that it looked like a turtle shell. Born in 2006 in Colombo, Sri Lanka, this boy had to go through a lot, as most people residing in the city refused to interact with him or his family, as they thought he was cursed by some evil spirit. Fortunately, however, the boy was taken to the United Kingdom a few years ago for a surgery that could offer him a happier life. Kang Kang. Our most amazing top 10 body parts started with a boy in China who was born with a rare birth defect that has left his mother and those surrounding him in tears. Years ago, Zhao Hukang, also known as Kang Kang, was born with a transverse facial cleft, a deformity that gives him the appearance of having 2 faces or a mask over his face. Doctors at No. 163 Military Hospital in Changsha, capital of Hunan Province in China, have worked tirelessly to repair the boy's facial bones. Exiolean. He is a man with an extra nose on his forehead. Identified only as Exiolean, this Chinese man's nose was irreparably damaged from infection. So doctors decided to grow a second nose on the man's forehead to replace the original nose. Growing noses on foreheads or ears on arms before transplanting them to the conventional locations is based on surgical reconstruction techniques going back hundreds of years, but modern-day applications are truly revolutionary. Hong Hong. Are you blazed with the most amazing top 10 fingers? This boy was born in China with 15 fingers and 16 toes in January 2016. Polydactyly is a pretty common condition affecting about 1 in every 1,000 live births, according to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Often, the extra digits are removed surgically. Hong Hong has also 2 palms on each hand and no thumbs. Francesco Lentini. Being born a 3-legged baby is not easy. As Francesco Lentini, born a single child in 1884, Lentini had a twin. The twin embryos did not fully separate in the womb, causing Lentini to be born with some body parts of his sibling. He had a full pelvis bone, male genitalia, and a fully formed leg. In a way, Lentini could have been a 4-legged man because there was a foot attached to the knee of his third leg. Double-headed baby. When a Brazilian woman went into labor expecting twins, she had no idea that her baby boys would end up sharing the same body. But Marie de Nazaire wasn't even a little upset when doctors informed her of her baby's condition. The children, named Emmanuel and Jesus, have individual brains and spines but share a heart, a liver, a pelvis, and lungs. Josephine Myrtle Corbin. Born in 1868, she was adipicus, meaning that she had 2 separate pelvises and 4 legs. She could move all of her legs, but they were too weak to walk on. She was a great success in sideshows with the stage name The 4-Legged Girl from Texas. She married a doctor for whom she had 5 children. Legend has it that 3 of her children were born from one pelvis and 2 from the other. Cassandra Bankson surprised her fans in 2014 when she opened up about having 2 female organs and 2 wombs. The condition is very rare in women, and there are only about 100 known cases around the world. At age 8, Bankson developed a rather innocuous strain of acne. She was bullied relentlessly about her severe acne and eventually pulled out of school. Double male organ. Is a man living in the UK claimed to have 2 male organs. Tommy further included he was born with this miracle. There is nothing made artificially, and he is the only person in his family having things like this. However, he is leading a healthier life, and both of his organs are working perfectly and individually. 6-finger family. A family of football and music lovers are able to take their bodies to the next level thanks to a unique genetic anomaly, which has left them all with 6 fingers on each hand. It makes it easier to strum guitars, play the piano, and coming from Brazil, a country where football is the most popular sport, makes the position of goalkeeper seem a cinch. Members of the De Silva family were born with more fingers than the rest of us, and instead of 5 digits on each hand, they have 6. Thus, they are on a must list of people born with extra body parts. Tress Johnson. A miracle boy born with an extremely rare condition that gave him 2 faces. Tress Johnson has craniofacial duplication, and doctors told his parents, Brandy and Joshua, that their son was unlikely to survive at almost every stage of his life. The youngster from Missouri, USA was born with a large cleft, 2 separate nostrils, and an abnormally shaped head, cognitive delays, and suffers seizures. There are only 36 people in the world with the condition caused by what's known as Sonic the Hedgehog gene, which alters the formation of the skull. Ganga and Jamuna. Sister Ganga and Jamuna share 3 legs and 4 arms, and they share just about everything, including the love of their lives. They are the ultimate girl with extra body parts. While conjoined twins are typically classified by the point of fusion, for some purposes they may be divided into 2 broad categories who shared a single set of genitalia, and heterogenitally conjoined twins with 2 distinct sets of genitalia. This boy with a tail. When Arshad Ali Khan was born in 2001 in northern India, hundreds of people came to visit him, and he was born with a tail measuring 10 centimeters long. He has spent 14 years being prayed to in his own temple, with visitors often leaving cash or gifts in return for a blessing. They believed the youngster and called him Balaji. Many doctors went on to encourage the family to have the tail removed, but community pressure meant it went untreated. After his father's passing in 2004, he was operated on, and it took 7 hours to remove his so-called tail. Now he has a normal life and wants to be a music teacher.
Hope you liked our video. Share this information with your loved ones. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.